be on my grind. Pocket full of blues, leave a bitch colorblind. See my old girlfriend, damn, she hella fine. Got 3 kids, but ain't none of them bitches mine. BJ drop Rex, while these niggas drop dimes. Big face, Rolex, so a bitch can't waste my time. Wishy-washy niggas, I don't fuck with your kind. All my niggas trapped up, ready to commit a crime.
Thank you. You help us out all the time with your stupidity. I please encourage you to use social media more and more and more.
We've been doing this shit for years, man. This is an exclusive interview, my baby. I can't hold my tongue for nobody.
October 24th, 2015. A 25-year-old underground rapper from Joy Road took an action that ended up being so disrespectful to his sworn enemies that everyone knew that the retaliation would be absolutely merciless. However, what nobody saw coming was the way his ops took him out in revenge.
This your man's Baby James, reporting from the west side of Detroit, with a humble soul interview, man. I don't usually do interviews, but my man's reached out and shit, so you know I tapped in, came from out of town for this shit, man.
Let me tell you what happened to Baby James at Fairlane Mall and how it sparked a federal RICO case, sending multiple gang members away for decades. First, let's understand the war brewing between Baby James's crew, Streets Are Us, SRU, and rival gang HNIC, which stands for Head Niggas in Charge. This wasn't petty neighborhood beef over drug corners. This was a full-scale territorial war between organized criminal enterprises, blending drug trafficking, robbery, music, and retributive violence into a toxic mix where any disrespect demanded immediate and overwhelming retaliation. Baby James, real name James Williams, had been building his reputation in Detroit's underground since age 9. Born around 1990 in Hamtramck projects on Joy Road and Southfield, he grew up surrounded by music. His stepfather was in rap group World Players, and at 9 years old in 1999, Baby James recorded his first track with legendary Detroit producer Helluva, the same Helluva who would later produce hits for major artists nationwide.
My first time ever going to the studio was with Helluva. Like, ever rapping, my first beat I ever rapped on was a Helluva beat. Like, I was 9, so that was like 1999. And yeah, that's why, like, you know what I'm saying? He'll call me his nephew to this day. Like,
growing up, he admitted people hated him for having nice things, fresh clothes, jewelry. Any success spread jealousy and animosity from childhood. By his teenage years, fully immersed in Detroit street life, that hatred had escalated to deadly violence. At 16, Baby James was shot for the first time while shooting dice on his block during a drive-by. He froze, then ran, and caught a bullet in the chaos. 3 years later, at 19, he was shot again. A bullet grazed his head, in what should have been fatal. Then, at 22, he was shot a third time in a nightclub over white Cartier Buffalo sunglasses worth about $2,500.
I'm in a club, somebody tried to take my glasses and run off with them and shit. I grabbed them, then he turned around, shot me and shit.
Someone tried robbing him of designer sunglasses. Baby James fought back and grabbed them, and the thief turned around and shot him in the club over glasses. In Detroit, people literally lose their lives over white Buffalo Cartier frames. After the third shooting, the surgeon told him something that stuck with him.
She's like, well, you turned 25, you need to be in the house, you know what I'm saying? That's what the surgeon said.
And while still in the hospital recovering, he did something that would cement his legend forever. He called his cameraman to the hospital, recorded footage of himself in his hospital bed with tubes and medical equipment around him, and dropped a track called Hate My Guts, featuring Detroit artist Lil Ron.
So I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers hate my guts. I'm talking to my nigga Freaky, he like, man, these niggas hate your guts. Like, I'm like, I went to Lil Ron. I actually already had the beats, like he sent me some beats and shit.
The video, featuring actual footage of Baby James recovering in the hospital after being shot, went viral organically, racking up over 100,000 views without any promotion or industry backing. It was his breakout moment.
That was a Detroit classic, man. It's still a classic to this day. Like, everybody banged that shit. Like, that was like one of my first videos that did 100,000 views and shit, like by myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? No promotion and shit like that. All that shit made me the man I am today, though, going through all that shit, you know what I'm saying? I look at shit different and don't react to certain bullshit, you know?
The track became an underground classic, and it established Baby James as someone who genuinely stood on business, who refused to be intimidated, who would spit bars from a hospital bed after catching a bullet. This is who Baby James was by 2015, a respected underground artist and someone who would dodge death multiple times and came back harder each time. He had co-founded Streets R Us with crew members including Fat, Snoop, Freaky, Skywalker, Jack, and VA, dropping approximately 4 group mixtapes plus solo work. He was building a legitimate brand, including a clothing line called Acting Bad that he ran with his cousins. But Baby James was also deeply entrenched in the ongoing war with HNIC, particularly with their leader, Pesh. The beef had been escalating for years through diss tracks, social media taunts, and near misses on the streets. Baby James had released It Ain't My Fault, directly dissing Pesh and other HNIC members. They responded with their own tracks. The tension was building to a breaking point. Then came October 24, 2015, in Fairlane Town Center. According to federal court documents later used in the RICO trial against HNIC members, Baby James and several SRU members encountered Antoine and Austin Woods, 2 brothers who were key HNIC members inside the mall.
We begin tonight with breaking news out of Dearborn. Chopper 7 over Fairlane Town Center, where shots were fired late today.
And that shooter is still out there, forcing Henry Ford College to cancel its evening classes. 7 Action News reporter Aaron Baskerville live on the scene.
So, Aaron, what are police and mall reps telling you at this point?
Right now, we just checked in with police about 5-10 minutes ago. The mall is still currently on lockdown. This shooting or shots fired happened around 4:37 this afternoon. I don't know if this is a sign, but there was an officer right next to me, literally 10 feet away. A perimeter was set up. He has since gone, so I don't know if that's a sign of some new development. But behind me over there, shoppers have been turned away for the past hour or so trying to get inside the mall after it went on lockdown. We have some cell phone video from a shopper given to us just about an hour ago. That shopper was inside the mall here when it went down. It shows officers going inside with their AK-47s, their guns, and starting that sweep through the mall. I'm told by that shopper and others, as soon as the mall went on lockdown, all the gates inside the stores went down. People were running for the doors, kind of a chaotic scene. Some of the shoppers are still inside behind those walls in those stores. But right now, police just telling me they are still sweeping a certain part of the mall. They believe they know who they are looking for based on pictures and surveillance video. They don't know the name, but they have a description. Here's what other shoppers told us this afternoon.
Everybody was running around screaming. It just seemed like it was just unreal. You just don't believe like something like that could happen, like while you're shopping or while you're at work.
The cops entered in. Some of them had like AKs and they all had their guns ready. People were running out of the building. It was just a crazy scene.
Did you hear any shots fired? Did you hear what this was all about when they were running in?
All I know is next to a jewelry store, I believe it was like Hutcher's, and that's all I don't know about it.
I'm a bartender at Starters Bar and Grill, and we saw the Dearborn police running through with assault rifles in masses, and they were trying to apprehend someone because there had been shots fired inside the mall. And at that time, they came back and they asked everyone if we would all evacuate because I guess they believe that the suspect may possibly still be inside of the mall.
So right now you're taking a live look at the mall. Still some people on this side still not being allowed inside. As you heard from one of the shoppers, this shooting or shots fired either took place inside a jewelry store or right near one. Once again, they continue to sweep this mall looking for that gunman. That
verbal confrontation quickly escalated to physical violence. But instead of just trading punches, Baby James took it to a level that would become legendary in Detroit street lore. He pulled out a gun in a crowded shopping mall. Baby James actively chased the Woods brothers through the mall from store to store with his weapon drawn, firing shots as terrified shoppers scattered and security guards tried desperately to intervene. SRU crew members joined in, pursuing HNIC associates and beating them down. Witnesses reported Austin Woods was tackled to the ground and Baby James, along with crew members Carlton Green and Eric Green, pummeled him with fists and stomps, while Austin curled up defensively, completely helpless. The entire incident was captured on cell phone cameras. Video footage showed the Woods brothers running for their lives through the mall, Baby James and his crew in hot pursuit, chaos erupting around them. Then, as the Woods brothers escaped and no immediate arrests were made in the confusion, Baby James and his crew did something catastrophic for everyone involved. They posted the videos online and shared the footage across Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. They created memes mocking the Woods brothers for running away. The videos exploded across Detroit's social media, generating thousands of views and shares, with people commenting, laughing, and adding to the mockery. For HNIC, this was unforgivable. In street culture, reputation is everything. Being publicly humiliated, having it captured on video and turned into viral jokes, it's the kind of disrespect that demands immediate and overwhelming retaliation. Antwan Woods reportedly said on social media shortly after the incident that he was going to kill Baby James and his entire family, and he meant it. The response from HNIC came fast, with murderous intent. Within weeks of the Fairlane Mall humiliation, Antwan and Austin Woods orchestrated a shooting spree targeting Baby James and his family that would span multiple locations across Detroit and ultimately lead to federal racketeering charges. On December 20th, 2015, less than 2 months after the mall incident, gunmen opened fire on Baby James's grandmother's house on Elder Street. Inside that home was not just his grandmother, but also a child. Miraculously, no one was hit, but the message was clear. The Woods brothers weren't done. That same month, gunmen shot up Baby James' mother's hair salon on Harrison and Linwood. The target wasn't Baby James himself, but his family's legitimate business, terrorizing his mother and her employees. And then there was a shooting at a strip club Baby James frequented. Bullets flew in a crowded club full of innocent people. The Woods brothers and HNIC associates didn't care about collateral damage. They were willing to shoot up any location where Baby James or his family might be found. According to court documents and cooperating witnesses who later testified, the HNIC members were methodical in their planning. They conducted surveillance on Baby James's family, identified locations, and coordinated shooters. The federal government was watching. What they saw was a pattern of behavior meeting the definition of racketeering under the RICO statute. HNIC wasn't just a rap group or loose collection of friends. They were an organized criminal enterprise engaged in drug trafficking, particularly heroin and opioids, robbery and murder for hire, all while using violence to maintain their position and retaliate against disrespect. In September 2017, federal prosecutors filed an indictment. Antwan and Austin Woods were charged with 17 counts, including racketeering, conspiracy to commit murder in aid of racketeering, and firearms violations. The mall incident and subsequent shooting spree were central to the government's case. But here's what makes this story particularly relevant to understanding modern street culture and social media dynamics. Prosecutors explicitly argued that the Woods brothers' social media activity was key evidence of their criminal enterprise. The same videos and memes that Baby James and his crew posted mocking HNIC after the mall fight became evidence. But so did HNIC's response posts, their threats on social media, and their bragging about retaliation. The trial lasted 5 weeks in May 2019. Donovan Rhymes took the stand and flipped on his former crew, providing devastating testimony about the conspiracy to murder Baby James and his family. Prosecutors presented text messages, videos, and memes as evidence that the mall fight and subsequent posts were part of HNIC's pattern of using violence to maintain their criminal position. The jury found Antwan and Austin Woods guilty on multiple counts. In March 2020, Antwan Woods was sentenced to 384 months in federal prison, 32 years in federal prison. Other HNIC members, including James Eldridge, faced charges as well. The Woods brothers appealed their convictions to the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals, arguing the evidence was insufficient and the mall fight was just a spontaneous altercation, not proof of an organized criminal enterprise. In September 2021, the appellate court rejected their arguments and affirmed the convictions. And Baby James? He continued making music, dropping tracks, and building his brand. He had won the war. His enemies were in federal custody, facing decades behind bars, while he remained free to continue his career. And shockingly, by December 2nd, 2023, Baby James dies at age 33. Baby James died of heart failure in a hospital after being admitted for several days. Not a single gunshot wound or an act of violence, just his heart giving out at an age when most people are still in their prime. According to some Reddit threads, BJ been drinking heavy liquor, champagne since '06, and he probably had cirrhosis of the liver also.
Uh-oh. Boy, is that a bird or a plane? Y'all motherfuckers lying, that's Baby James. Had some beef with some niggas, so I took him out the game. About time they get the picture, they ain't gonna have no fucking frame. Put some money on his head, they gon' knock him off his feet. Every day I'm in the field, so they try to tackle me. I be running through them pills, police try to hassle me. Shoot a nigga close range, why you trying to wrestle me? Fuck crime in the D, they gon' find you on Battle Creek. Wrapped up in some sheets, bitch, you know I love the creep. They was playing hide go seek, but I found them in a week. Now it's face on the T, yeah, that's the real T.
But there was also a notable absence of the explosive mourning that happens when a rapper is murdered. On X, formerly Twitter, there was basically one tribute post from user_Sweezy that got minimal engagement. RIP SRU Baby James, real Joy Road nigga. And this raises a disturbing reality about street culture and how death is memorialized in hip-hop. Violent deaths get flowers, non-violent deaths get overlooked. Street figures only get widespread recognition if they're gunned down. If you die in a shootout or get assassinated, you become a martyr. You get documentaries and tribute songs and murals. Your death becomes part of the legend. But if you die from health complications, if you die from the accumulated damage of lifestyle choices, if you die quietly in a hospital bed instead of dramatically in the streets, that's seen as a lifestyle L rather than a tragic loss. The culture doesn't know how to process it. There's no narrative template for a beloved street rapper drinks himself to death. It doesn't fit the mythology the culture has built around itself. The irony is brutal when you really think about it. Baby James survived 3 separate shooting incidents at 16, 19, and 22 years old. He survived HNIC's coordinated attempt to murder him and his family in retaliation for the mall incident. He survived the chaos of Detroit's street wars throughout the 2000s and 10s. He outlived his enemies, who ended up in federal prison. He made legendary music, built a loyal following, and cemented his reputation as someone who genuinely stood on business no matter what. And yet the thing that actually killed him was completely preventable. If he had addressed his alcohol consumption, sought help for substance abuse, prioritized his health the way he prioritized his street credibility, he might still be alive today. He might be making music, mentoring younger artists, raising his family, and continuing to build his legacy. But street culture doesn't really make room for that kind of vulnerability. Admitting you have a drinking problem, checking yourself into rehab, choosing your health over maintaining your image, those aren't seen as strong moves in a culture that values toughness and authenticity above almost everything else. So the drinking continues. The hidden demon continues claiming lives, and the community responds with a resigned shrug. Liquor is a demon, without really confronting the systemic issues that make substance abuse so prevalent and so deadly. Pesh, the HNIC leader, who failed to kill Baby James through multiple shooting attempts, got his wish after all, just not through violence. We'll never know the full internal struggle Baby James may have faced with his drinking. What we do know is that on December 2nd, 2023, Detroit lost a genuine talent, a survivor, and a complicated figure who embodied both the resilience and the self-destructive tendencies of street culture. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Click on one of the cards on your screen to see more videos like this.